Well, team, I just want to say I'm sorry that this reaction video is a little late because I just got home from a 5-hour drive. Because when The Line was released, I was cutting it up in Nashville, Tennessee with Dan and Phil and Bucky. I stopped by like 2 Bucky's. While I was there, I got Dan and Phil to sign my Bucky's hat. Who out there can say that they have a Bucky hat signed by Dan and Phil? Not you, because I'm the only one that's doing stuff like this. I'm a trailblazer. I'm coming up with stuff that doesn't even exist yet, baby. So yes, unfortunately, I was a little preoccupied with Dan and Phil and Bucky's, but we're back and we are going to react to The Line by 21 Pilots. Now, I just want to say, let me get this garb off of me. I just want to say that I'm happy that I can finally talk about Arcane because I have been watching, oh yes, I've been watching, and it is such a wonderful show. I love the animation, it's beautiful, I love all the characters and the storyline. I think it is one of the best animated shows of all time. There is so much love and dedication put into that, and that is apparent. And so when it came to The Line, I knew that this song was going to be good. I have high expectations. With that being said, I have heard about like 5 seconds of this song because I did indulge in the L word, the leak. Okay, I listened to about like 5 seconds of it. Okay, that's it. I do know part of it. I don't know the entire thing. Also, I just want to say before we get into this, there's been comments that I've been getting, okay, on my reaction videos where people are like, you talk too much and like you need to just sit back and listen to the music. First of all, loser, if you want to listen to the song, listen to the song. Do not watch a reaction video. Why the hell are you watching a reaction video? And second of all, shut up. Okay, this is my account. I'm going to run it the way that I want to. And if you have a problem with that, go find somebody else because I am not the one. And if I don't stop the video so many times and talk and add my own commentary, it's not transformative. And that means I have to deal with a copyright strike. And I don't want to deal with that. So if you don't like my yapping, get out. Without further ado, let's get into it.
My body's on the line now. I can feel the light shine on my face.
I just want to say from the get-go, this is probably the part that I heard in the leak, sorry. It's so vocally different from the things that we've heard from 21 Pilots before. Like the things that Tyler is doing with his voice, you don't really hear that a lot, and I am glad that he took the time to experiment. Now, I know from the little trailer that we got today and from the vinyl that was released that this song is about Victor, and so I'll be keeping an eye out for that lyrically, but I'll also be trying to see if I can connect this to the lore, because if I know Tyler Joseph, and I do, he's gonna try to sneak lore into this because that's just how he operates. Everything is lore. The fact that 21 Pilots got the guy with religious themes, not surprised about that at all.
Disappoint you, will they still let me over? What could be my final form?
You can definitely make some Victor connections and lore connections. With the final form mention in there, we can talk about obviously Victor when he became Jesus, but also if you want to connect it to the lore, you can talk about Clancy. There's been some subtle hints that Clancy might be a bishop or becoming a bishop. Obviously with like songs like Morph and I'll Morph to Someone Else and him seizing people, Clancy changes forms a lot within the lore. And maybe this is what this is referencing, like Clancy doesn't want to see, I don't know, Torchbearer, the other Demo citizens, I'm not sure, but doesn't want to see him become a bishop. If you want a lore reference, now this might just be Victor, who really knows.
Memories of who I was before.
See, the memory of who I was before, that's so their lore. Like, yes, Victor, because, you know, he was a person before he was Jesus, but, you know, Clancy.
I can't fight this time now on my face.
This song is pretty simple. I mean, the chorus repeats a lot. Not a lot going on, you know, instrumentally, even though that sounds very much like 21 Pilots. There's a lot with 21 Pilots normally. There's a lot of bleeps and bloops in the back. This isn't, you know, necessarily a lot for them. A lot of the emphasis is obviously on Tyler's vocals because he's doing a lot of cool stuff with that. It is so far a relatively simplistic song. I'm curious to see how this works in the show because obviously Arcane does wonderful, beautiful things with the music in their show. And I'm interested to see what kind of visuals we'll get. Assuming, you know, obviously Victor, but, you know, I'm curious to see how they work with this.
They still let me over, cross the line. I thought I was fully prepared for. Stay your pretty eyes on court. Face my fears before. Stay with me because my body.
Why is she's singing like this? Again, never faced my fears before. Final battle with Nico. You could make a connection there if you wanted to. If you wanted to, I'm just saying.
Pull the blanket tight now. Did I diss the line?
Oh, we're getting into it now. It reminds me a lot of Paladin Strait, where it starts out kind of slow and simplistic and kind of builds into something bigger. Again, I'm interested to see where the animation goes with this, because I'm sure they're gonna pop off on this part. With that being like Paladin Strait, I want to say like maybe it's something to do with Clancy, but you know, this is all for fun, okay? I don't want to see anybody in the comments being like, this is a soundtrack for Arcane. This is not lore related. Shut up. We're here to have fun, loser. See, this is very Paladin Strait like. The way that it's structured is very Paladin Strait like. Is that it? Bucky, your thoughts? I love that Bucky's just been here the entire time. I don't know, man. I'm tired. Okay, so there we go. I'm filming this Friday. Obviously, Act 3 of Arcane comes out tomorrow, and I'm very excited to see where this goes, because the song itself, again, as I said earlier, it's pretty simple. I mean, there's not a lot going on with it. It's repetitive. You know, at the end, we kind of got crazy. We kind of had that build up, but like the bulk of it is relatively simple. You know, there was a lot of emphasis on Tyler's voice, and I think that he did a lot of things that we don't really see him do vocally, which was very interesting to hear. And with a song that is relatively simple, I think it does its job. It's always a fine line of where you have a simplistic song, and sometimes that works, because as a musician, I really truly believe that sometimes less really is more. But sometimes when you're working with a soundtrack and it's supposed to be like cinematic and theatrical and intense and kind of help push the story along, sometimes more simplistic songs can feel like they fall flat. I don't think so in this one's case. Again, I'll have to see it in the actual show, but it does its job well. Simple but effective, and I love that build up in there. I think that's gonna go crazy in the show, and I hope it does. I'm seeing like the teaser for the music video, and Tyler Joseph is looking like Miley Cyrus right now. I feel like there's a lot of lore connections you can make if you wanted to. Hypothetically, if you wanted to connect this to their main storyline, you absolutely can, beyond the things going on in Arcane. The themes of becoming someone else, you know, my final form, obviously might be Clancy as a bishop, or finally seizing Dima, the end to the story. There's talks of him confronting his fears, you know, obviously fighting Nico, defeating Dima, and also this idea of, you know, will they reject me? You know, will people still respect me, or, you know, look at me the same way if I cross the line? And this can mean so many things within the 21 Pilots storyline. I think this might be, again, if you wanted to entertain this idea, it might be this idea of Clancy joining Dima and becoming a bishop to really destroy it from the inside out. Just some food for thought. Okay, beyond Victor Jesus, and I'll leave it at that. Sorry that this video is late. I was too busy in Tennessee. It seems like here recently, everything that 21 Pilots has done, I've been out of town. I was out of town for this. I was in Tennessee with Dan and Phil. When they released Paladin Straight, I was at a Ren Fair. When those session covers came out, I was at a Billie Eilish concert. Like, Tyler Joseph always does this to me, and I know he does it personally. He's doing this personally and targeting me directly. But it's fine. You know, water under the bridge. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe to join the Groovy Graveyard, and I will see you in the next one.